Yo, this is Tony Vlaco's Team TV, baby, the king of Survivor Cagayan Jungle. You're about to listen to two guys who think they have brains, who wish they had my brawn, and are only lucky enough to be married to two beauties. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. Let's give these guys from season 29 a great show. I'll be listening to you guys from my spy shack. I hope everybody enjoys the show. Peace.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dwayne.
And I'm David.
And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor.
And
Tonight.
I would trade Tony's brawn for Tony's $1 million check any day.
There you go. Thank you, Tony, for the intro. That was sweet. So this is our second of our 4 preseason episodes for the upcoming season of Survivor San Juan Del Sur, Blood versus Water. And we just did last week, Who the Heck Are These People? Now, that was kind of fun. We watched the cast being announced and podcasted about it.
And that was so true because we really had no idea who the heck those people were.
That's right. And tonight is our The Cast, A Closer Look, Part 1. This is where we give you our thoughts and our predictions at the end of the show and stuff. And next week, next Thursday night, is The Cast, A Closer Look, Part 2. And that will be your feedback. So you want to email us at feedback@survivortalkwithdnd.com, or you can go to our website, survivortalkwithdnd.com, and over to the right there's this little audio place, or just find the feedback at the top, and you can send an audio feedback. All right? So that's for next week's show. That is your show next week. And then our last show we will record on the 17th of September, 1 week after the T-shirts go on sale, and that will be our D&D Survivor Fantasy Game draft. David and myself and one other yet-to-be-named person will be competing against each other, and David is going to put out all the rules and make a nice document for y'all so you can get 2 other players and play with yourselves. Well, play the game. Yeah, you know what I mean. So
I think they got it. And feel free to know that makes no sense. But feel comfortable in the fact that Shayna will once again be our rule maker, our moderator, our point tallier, and everything will be fair and on the level.
Yeah, Shayna is the bomb.
Yes.
We tried to feel guilty and she won't let us. So thank you for starting your shopping, your Amazon shopping using our link. And that's survivortalkwithdnd.com/Amazon. Every time you do that, it helps support the podcast, helps pay our bills, and they are mounting up. I keep getting more bills every month for this little thing that is a hobby.
Now, the one that says electrical, that's not a Survivor Talk with D&D bill. Or the one that says gas or water, those aren't
Yeah.
bills.
Yeah.
Don't mix this up.
Yeah, we don't send you bills. Yeah. There's other ways to support us. You can go to survivortalkwithdnd.com/support, and that's all the cool ways. Become a patron through Patreon. That'd be awesome. All right. Hey, guess what, David?
What, Dwayne?
It is less than a week till our
So?
shirts. Wait, no, less than 2 weeks. Wait.
No.
What's the date today? 4th. Less than a week till our shirts go on sale.
I had to look at the notes page. I don't know what day today is.
They go out on the 10th. They become available on the 10th. They are $20 each, and believe it or not, we're not making that much money off of them because we have so much color on that shirt that it costs a pretty penny to make. But $1 of every shirt goes to MS research. That's multiple sclerosis research. They will be on sale for 21 days, my friend, and for every shirt you order, you get entered into a drawing by the SCA 9000 for a free $25 Amazon gift card.
Pretty awesome.
Hey, when's the SCA 9000 going to send me his recording of him talking?
That's a good question because he does have his picks ready.
Yeah, so what's going to be... What? We're not doing his picks tonight because I don't have any of his voice.
He's done, but we can save it until we get that voice thing figured out. Yeah, let's do that.
It's figured out. He just has to send me what he wants to say.
He just has to pick the tone with which he wishes to say it.
Well, that's good. I'm going to type in what he says.
Oh,
at the
that's right.
computer.
That's right. You want the words. I was thinking
Yes.
we've already picked the tone. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do that next week for the feedback. We'll let him put his feedback in, or
That's
its
right.
feedback in.
Yes. Those of you watching on, excuse me. Let's do that one again. Those of you watching on YouTube live, you can leave your comments, and we hopefully will be able to comment on them. May or may not. Just depends on if we see them or not. It's not always, the comment tracker isn't always accurate. We don't always see it. So this is our plan for tonight, David. First of all, I'm not going to do all the talking.
You're doing a great job so far, though.
Yeah, it's that whole intro stuff that you just kind of like, Dwayne, just do it. We're going to talk about the pairs. And the SCA 9000 randomly selected the order in which we will be discussing the pairs.
That's right.
Pairs. It is common knowledge that they are on separate teams.
Tribes.
In fact, when you watch the CBS videos, they know it on those because they talk about being on opposite teams.
And they show a challenge where there's two separate teams with separate colored buffs, and they're on separate sides of the maze of the race, and they're separately running through.
Right. So if you absolutely don't want to know what teams they're on until opening night, premiere night, then you might as well not listen to any podcast because they're all going to mention it. And we are going to allude to it.
Yes.
Or whatever phrase I was supposed to use there. So then we're going to talk about Exile Island and Redemption Island, some of the twists going on there. Then we're going to actually talk about the tribes. So we're going to really, because I have these really cool tribe things already made up and everything with their pictures. Yes, I made those. Show those again, David.
Now, as I'm showing this, let me just say that everything we're talking about tonight is available on CBS.com, even the twist and what Probst talks about, and everything we're going to talk about tonight is what we've gotten off of CBS.com. So we're nothing we've pulled from a website or from a tweet or anything. Everything we're talking about tonight, we've gotten, and we've even got audio clips from CBS.com.
And EW.
And EW, thank you, Dalton. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Dalton. All right, and then we're going to give you our preseason picks. We have a list of 10 things that we're going to answer, and we will do that.
And I'm hoping you can help me with the last one. I've narrowed it down.
What's the last one?
That's
Old Survivor?
Yes.
I got it, man.
Oh, do you? Oh,
my
good
favorite one. Absolutely going to win, hands down.
Oh, I know who it is.
You'll find out in about 90 minutes. Or if you skip ahead to the end.
I'm going to skip ahead. Let's go to the end.
All right. Our first pair is John and Julie. This is going to be hard. I'm going to be looking down all the time.
Yeah.
John and Julie. What do you think about John and Julie? She says that John is intimidating, and that's going to be a problem.
I agree, because he also lists one of his 3 words is to be intense. And my question is, can he turn the intense off? Because if he comes out there intense and big a la Culpepper, he could have a target pretty quick.
Yeah. Let's talk about John first, and then we'll talk about Julie.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because I can hold one sheet of paper up. I can't hold both. So yes, my favorite quote of his, which is a perfect example of what he's going to be like on the island. Okay, the guy, John, if you're listening, the filter from when you think it to when it comes out of here, I don't know if it's there. Maybe it is. But when Dalton asks him, will winning $1 million, how will that compare to your time as a Major League Baseball player and all that kind of stuff? I love it. Seriously? And he rolled his eyes. I love it. I love it. So, someone's going to ask him something out there on the island. He's going to be like, you idiot. Pick it up. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to think of that movie where the guy asks, oh, it's Ghostbusters. When the bad thing asks you if you're a god, you say yes. So is winning Survivor that big to you? You say yes. Especially when you're on a Survivor interview.
Yes.
One thing that I didn't like, unfortunately, was his immediate answer. Now, this is what we've got in our interview documents. This is just what they put out for us. There could be a lot more to it. But the first person he picks that he's going to be like is Jeff Kent. Guaranteed, because he's a Major League Baseball player.
Well, yeah, he even says that.
I know. Why couldn't he pick a Survivor player? Why does he have to pick somebody that had the same job that he did going into this? I wouldn't want to play like Jeff Kent. I'd want to play like somebody that did a little better, I would think.
Well, John didn't exactly say he was going to win.
No, he didn't. But I got no Survivor comparison when he brought up Jeff Kent because we're similar. Right. We come from the same background. We know about teamwork. Well, there hasn't been a team that's won Survivor yet. It's about one player, MVP. Right.
On a positive note, he's a hunter and a fisherman. I don't know if golfing's going to help him, but hunting and fishing might. Right?
That's true. That's true.
But listen to his pet peeves. Rude, lazy, selfish people in traffic. I'm thinking Mr. Rocker might be a little impatient and might get easily annoyed by people.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and that's why I wrote, can he turn that intensity off?
Yeah.
Because you got to be able to deal with people with all these I love the pet peeves, and that's why we get them, because they're the opposites, or they're the exact things that you're going to see on the islands.
Right. So he's going to be like, look, we need to get this done. We need to get this done. And, you know, whoever's going to be laying around on a log, and he's going to get irritated.
I like that because what you just said as compared to I have the ability to read people and morph my personality in a way that lets me mesh with people from all walks of life.
Right.
I hope so.
Well, and he says that based on this quote. So let's go ahead and listen to what he said.
Our bench coach, Pat Corrales, way back in the day, would walk into spring training every year, you know, March 1st, whatever, and say, you know, yell to the team in there. Look to your left, look to your right. These are the guys you're going to be with for the next 10 months. I hope you like everybody because you can't pick your friends going forward. And it's the same kind of situation here. For 13 years, I'll be dropped into a professional baseball clubhouse, and for 10 months, I couldn't pick my friends. I mean, I had to make the best of who I had, folks from all over the globe, and really see Survivor being very, very similar. So I you know, at least got, to some degree, a little experience doing that. Bring on the different personalities. I've dealt with it for a decade and a half of my life. I think I can probably handle it.
I think I can handle it. That's what he said.
Yeah. I'll be really impressed if we get a very sociable John because dealing with those baseball players, he was getting paid. Yeah. He had air conditioning. He had food. He had a bathroom. He could go home. He could leave those people. He will not be leaving these people for 39 days.
Right. As we know, being out on the as we know, like we've been there.
As we've seen.
As we've heard. Right. Being out on the island for, 5 to 7 days alone.
Yeah.
Just that long, your patience gets worn thin.
Yeah.
But I wrote, first of all, I'm really looking forward to watching him play. I think he's going to go for those, he's going to be competitive. He's going to be a beast at the challenges. He's going to be lifting people up on his shoulders, and he's going to be getting firewood. I mean, he's going to be fun to watch. And so I'm really looking forward to watching him play. But I did write a note on his Why You Think You'll Survive Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I have world-class athletic abilities and leadership skills. I have the ability to read people and morph, which we've already talked about, that lets me mesh with people from all walks of life. I wonder, in his position, I'm not even sure what he does now, but how often does he have to interact with people of this diverse,
right?
Of this diversity?
And under these conditions.
Yeah.
I think I think it's going to depend on his initial success. If he's on a tribe that wins often, I think he's going to be very popular. He's going to do a lot of good things around camp. But if he's on a tribe that loses the first 2 immunity challenges, we might see old John with the attitude. So
yeah. So there's one couple that's already recognized him. Do you know who it is?
No, I forgot already.
Jeremy and Val.
I would not have guessed them.
They already recognized him. They said it. Quote, they will hang themselves with what they do and say. So they know John Rocker from his reputation.
Right.
They're like, I don't have to worry about John Rocker. He's going to hang himself with what he says and what he does.
Yep.
So he was kind of hoping people wouldn't know, but people are going to know.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got for John until we get to the Coyopa tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have anything else on him before we go to Julie?
No, only that he says a really relatively significant part of Survivor is the physical or athletic ability, and I agree that that's part of it. I don't think it's the most significant part, but I do think it's the part that makes you a target.
Right.
So.
Well, he's already said he's going to be a target.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? So, I kind of get the feeling that John isn't in it to win it. He's in it for the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's another feather in his hat. In fact, I think he even said, if I win, it'd be another feather in my hat. But I really almost think playing it is another feather in his hat, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So, but what do we know?
Only what we're told.
All right, let's go on to Julie, who is a tanning specialist. Have you ever been to a spray-on tan salon? I almost called you Nathan and Joshua. David, have you ever been to one? Hello? Dude, David is like totally frozen. We've lost David. Hello, David. All right, well, hopefully he'll get back on here pretty soon. So I'll go ahead and talk about Julie here. Hobbies. Interesting here. Trips to vineyards with my closest girlfriends. Inventing product ideas. Cooking and working out. Now, David, if you can hear me again, I was talking about Julie. First of all, I asked you if you've ever been to a spray-on tan salon.
You said let's go to Julie, so I thought you meant go talk to Julie. So sorry.
Yeah, so you left.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a spray-on tan salon?
No, sir, I have not.
Yeah. I went and they charged me double. Anyway, one of her hobbies is working out, which I can tell by looking at her. She works out. I wish that was a hobby. I mean, hobbies are things that you do to relieve stress, and you do because it's fun. Working out makes me sweat and uncomfortable.
Well, I think some people do find that to be a hobby, but for me right now, it's not. It's an extra job that I don't get paid for. So, it's a commitment, you know. It's a life-changing thing, but it's not right now a hobby.
So one thing she says about herself is that she's going to be sweet, extremely sweet. That she's extremely sweet around others. That her social game is going to be her strength.
Yeah, I saw that where she compared herself to Colleen.
Yeah.
And very sweet around others, and able to make allies without being manipulative. That's good, but it also, to me, sets you up to be a target.
Everybody's
blind side.
Yeah. But everybody's manipulative.
Yeah.
So.
In their own way. I think Julie is going to be vulnerable if John goes first. I think she's going to be very affected if John leaves the game before she does. I just have this feeling that she's going to be, you know, emotionally effective if he leaves early, and obviously she'd be on the other tribe.
That, and look at her tribe. I mean, who's she going to hang with? I'm not sure. I'm not sure who she's going to hang with. But she says, before I get to why you are on Survivor, which is a very interesting answer. She does talk about making friends, so here it is.
I'm good at making friends. What can I say? With my business, you know, this is one thing that I have to do every day is make all these ladies feel comfortable, to drop trowel within 2 minutes when they're feeling really vulnerable and insecure. I'm really good about having people trust me really quickly.
She's able to make women drop their towels very quickly. So they can get their tan sprayed on.
There you go. But I able to make allies without being manipulative. You need to be manipulative in Survivor. You kind of got to want to run people and get them to do what you want them to do. And making friends is great. They'll pull you along until they don't need you anymore.
Right.
But I'll be honest. To me, I picture her more as a candidate for Big Brother than I do Survivor. And I hope she proves me wrong. I hope she proves me wrong, but to me, she's very sweet, very sociable. It looks like she'd be really good in just a social setting.
Right. And
she just strikes me as a Big Brother candidate more than a Survivor.
Right. I don't think she's going to rub anybody the wrong way at the camp. I'm not sure, looking at her tribe or even looking at the whole cast, you know, who does she have anything in common with? I can't really.
That's a great point. I was going to say something a second ago. There's no other females near her age. The other females are in their or two 20-year-olds, and then 47-year-old Missy. So unless she becomes friends with Reed, which she could do that, and even Jeremy is close to her age. But you're right, that's a good point. There's no other females close to her age.
Right.
But I don't know.
I don't know. I think she has an uphill battle myself.
Yes.
And the reason why she's on the show, because she wants to be on it again.
Big Brother.
Yeah.
It's got Big Brother written all over it. I'm sorry.
Seriously, she would be great on Big. I want to see her on Big Brother.
You know what else these two could do? The Amazing Race. They look like an Amazing Race pair. They're not, to me, the best Amazing Race pair in this group, but they could be on Amazing Race.
Right.
I mean, do they want to hit the reality circuit? Is that what they're looking for?
I don't know.
So,
she says she's very intuitive, so maybe she
hope
is.
so. All right, to the point. Which one's going to do better?
Oh, which one's going to do better?
Just a quick thing.
Julie.
I agree. I think John's going to go first, but I don't think Julie's going to be long for the game after he's gone.
Yeah. Why would John being gone affect Julie? She's on a different tribe.
Because I think she's going to lean on him more than she thinks. I think she's looking forward to the merge. She could make it through a few immunity or tribal councils, but I think when he's not there, when the chance for him to be there is there, I think it's going to affect her.
Okay.
And I just think it's going to emotionally affect her more than some of the other people.
But she said, "I'll vote you off in a minute."
She's also sitting in a comfortable chair.
That's true.
Talking to an interviewer before the game actually starts.
Yes. All right. The next couple that the SCA 9000 picked was Jeremy and Val.
My favorite couple of all the couples.
Uh-oh. Who do you want to talk about first, Jeremy or Val?
Jeremy.
All right, let's talk about Jeremy first. Go for it.
Athletic. Oh, sorry.
No, I say go for it, and then I go, oh, so you go ahead.
Exactly. Athletic, straightforward, and smiley. Who doesn't want to talk to a smiley person?
Yeah. People are going to like him.
Yes. He's almost too excited. Too excited to play. And I saw myself in him when he cut off Val a few times.
Yes.
And she got on him, and he just pulled back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I love that. I love these two as a couple. They're a couple that I would love to have dinner with Terry.
Right.
You know, I like them together, and I think they could do well separate.
Yeah.
I really, really like them. Before I get further down the list, what do you got on Jeremy?
I'm a little concerned because Val says that he is too trusting, that he doesn't see people for who they really are. So what I gathered from that is maybe he's, of course, this is coming from a policewoman's perspective, right? And she's going to be naturally a little more distrusting of people because she knows so much of what happens in the world.
Right.
And he's probably I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt kind of guy.
Yeah.
And that will get you in trouble on Survivor.
Right.
If you're trusting everybody, then you could be in trouble.
True. That's a good point because I see him as an athletic person, obviously, but I don't see him as an arrogant threat. I don't see him as, I hate to say Rocker, but if they win, Rocker could be, hey, I'm leading this group. You know, I'm the one getting us there. I don't see Jeremy doing that. To me, he's more humble. He's just going to be, you know, aware enough to hold himself back and to keep smiling, to keep being friends, keep getting supplies. Right. But I just don't. He doesn't strike me as somebody that's going to want to stand out.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to because I think Keith is going to get his head in there and make sure everybody knows that Keith knows what he's doing.
Well, he's a fire captain. He's used to being in charge. I like that Jeremy believes his whole makeup is prime for this game.
Yes.
He's already trained himself not to eat a lot. He's athletic and likable. I can also make people feel like I like them even if I don't, which will help in blindsides.
Right.
This is one thing I liked about Val and Jeremy is they talked about the game. They talked in detail about the strategy and social side of the game, and I didn't get that from a lot of other interviews, or at least what was published.
Right.
I was really attracted to the fact that they talked about how they're going to work in the game and how their personalities are going to work in the game.
I see him as a doer also. He's going to be someone who's motivated to do what needs to be done around camp and to do other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. How about this? The guy shrunk his stomach for Survivor, as he tells us on CBS.
I'm so crazy with this game. So I shrunk my stomach. I lost weight and I shrunk my stomach because I know first when I get out here, I'm not going to eat much. So I said, you know what, let me get used to being able to go through daily life and working out without having to eat much.
We saw how much that affected people, especially in the beginning part of last game. You know, like 2 or 3 days in, they're like, I'm used to eating every hour. So when you work out, you try to get a protein shake after. We gave that up for months. We haven't done it, you know.
Also training with static training, so you might be holding something and leaning back and
a lot of
seeing how long
TRX
you
and
can
stuff.
hold it. We're trying to make sure we have that part of the game down pat and we're ready for that.
Yeah, I would love to hang around him.
Exactly. He sounds like a young person, very excited and exuberant, but he's 36. He's a firefighter, so you know he's mature.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of reminded me of Tony in the physical preparation, but Tony put on weight, whereas he shrunk his stomach. Now, I shrink my stomach every day when I put my belt on, but it doesn't stay that way.
Yeah, it's not the same thing.
It's not quite the same thing. No, I know.
All right.
But I like
let's
you.
move on.
I like Jeremy.
Let's move on to Val. And one thing I like about Val is during that clip that we just heard, I'm pretty sure it was during that clip, she was doing push-ups, man. And she wasn't doing knee push-ups. She was doing full-on military-style push-ups.
And hardly breathing at all.
Yeah.
Just looking at him like, how many more you want me to do? How many more you?
People on her tribe are gonna look at her and not expect her to be that way, and she's gonna totally surprise them.
Because you know they're going to talk about their daughters. They love their daughters. It's a lot about their daughters, and they're going to see this. This is a mom. This is probably a stay-at-home mom who really keeps herself in shape. That's really cool. Unless she tells them she's a police officer, they will probably not know she's a police officer. Sarah would know. You know, Sarah would pick it out right away, but nobody else would know.
Right.
And I like her 3 words: competitive, loving, and loyal.
Yes.
So she wants to win. She can be compassionate, and she can be trusting. But at the same time, I just love police officers in Survivor because they work with so many different people, and not people they choose. It's those other people that they have to work with, that they have to know how far you can trust them, how far you can let them go, and how far you can't.
Right.
And I'm drawn to police officers.
I love that she is fit. I know I already said that, but I just love it because you combine that with the fact that she's kind of a motherly figure.
Yeah.
And when you look at her, you're not going to be threatened by her like you are going to be, you know, Jacqueline or Baylor or some of these guys. They're not going to be threatened by her. They're not going to look at her and go, okay, this is going to be a challenge beast.
Right.
But I think she is going to be one.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway. Yeah, because you know, as much as he's been training with all that stuff he was talking about, the static workout and everything, he's doing the same thing with her.
Right.
Because I love what he said. If I win, it's great. If I lose, I'm going to be ticked. If she wins, I'm going to be ticked. But still,
yeah,
I love that.
Because that means I didn't win.
That's right. That's right. So I love his sense of humor. But I like what she wrote. What's your reason for being on Survivor? Winning. Hello.
Yes.
But this paragraph for why you think you will be the sole survivor.
Yes. Read all that.
Yes. This is my favorite paragraph of all these interviews. I have the mental toughness, and I believe that as a police officer. I respect the game. I love that as a fan of Survivor that she said that. You need to respect the game to play it. I know how to play the social game and will pay attention to opponents' advantages before they realize them and use them as options.
Yep. Here's what she has to. Oh, go
ahead.
I think that what's going to help for me is that in my job, people do crazy stuff, and I imagine people are going to do crazy stuff on this show, and they're going to shock themselves. And I often have to show empathy for that. And you have to talk people off those ledges and not show that you're judging them, you know? So I think the social game is huge. But also, for me, I think as a police officer, I don't look like the police officer. This isn't normally my hair. My voice is not, like, very strong, you know? I have this squeaky little voice. You know, I don't think people are going to necessarily be like, oh, she's the cop, you know? So I think that the people that go far in this game are underestimated.
Exactly.
Yep.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
That's why we let her say it.
Mental toughness, strong and patient is what she said about herself. Why she will survive. And those are all three of the things you need: outwit, outlast, and outplay.
Exactly. I think those are three things that you need on day one. On day one, you've got to go in there humble, and just be willing to listen to people, be willing to deal with their problems and deal with the issues of the beach, and just go from there. You can't go in there too strong and too tough, and because if you do, if you're underestimated long enough, then you can start manipulating and go to the end of the game.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that she. I told you I do. I like that she said, "I'm not an expert at the game, but I know how to play the social game." So that's a strength. It's not the whole game. She admits because she respects it, but she likes knows how to play the social game.
Right.
So who's going to go farther between these two?
Val.
I say Val because Jeremy's going to be a target if he makes the merge.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a physical target.
Yeah. Val.
I agree.
All right. Next is Missy and Baylor. Missy's the mom. Baylor's the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk Missy first.
Sorry, get my paperwork together.
Yes. The things, I know I already said this, her pet peeves: snoring, poor hygiene, bad teeth, infidelity, valet parking, all this other stuff. What's funny is someone else on her tribe said their pet peeve is people with a lot of pet peeves. And she's on his tribe.
That was John.
Yeah, it was John.
Michigan John, yeah.
Yeah. She's definitely determined. She wrote compassionate and confident. I don't know her to. We could just take her at her word that she's compassionate.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't she be? But if that's true, those are good things. Those are good things.
Absolutely. She's one of the few people that I highlighted something from her personal claim to fame about running her business.
Yeah.
She did not realize what it was going to take, but it became a 24/7 on job. You're on 24/7. There's no off hours, and that's Survivor. Survivor is the same way. So if she can carry that and use that in the game of Survivor, it would help. She's also used to dealing with young girls of different attitudes, maturity, children, which she's definitely going to be dealing with out here on the island. So if she's compassionate and can keep that can get her far. She is a target, being the oldest female on her tribe and the oldest female in the game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 47. So she's a stereotypical target, but I think she's much more fit than some of the people we've seen before. So she's probably gonna.
See, I don't think she feels or looks like she's the older person on the tribe.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, obviously Keith is older than her, but she seems like a very young 47.
Oh yeah, I don't think she's going to be the first female off her tribe. She's just.
No.
It's. I think she's going to fit in well with Kelly for one. For some reason, I just think she will. But I mean, she's as long as she doesn't walk around with a shirt that says "I'm the oldest female on the tribe," go ahead. I think she'll be all right too.
Yeah. Maybe she doesn't draw attention to it and just enjoys being out there.
Yeah.
One thing that she has going for her is she's really good at puzzles.
Yes.
That is a very good thing. She's good at puzzles. She also said, "I would not vote my daughter off. No way." I would.
Yeah. See, I didn't even read the last paragraph of all these. I stopped reading those.
Oh, I didn't read those.
What's it like to play with a loved one?
Because they're not playing with them.
What kind of soundbite does she have?
Oh, this is great, because this woman has an amazing positive attitude. She says they're going to make Survivor history. Here it is.
I hope that we're not on the same tribe, but if it comes to that point where we get to the merge or we make it to where we're together, that I hope that we are so focused on our individual game that our duo game is just happens on its own.
We tend to come on super strong, and I think on a female side, sometimes, especially when we're going to amp up the charm a little bit with the guys, they get threatened by it.
They don't like it.
The two of us together, the dynamic duo, would not be good probably off the bat together. We'll be great at the merge because we'll both be so into it. And so, I've said this quite a few times, but we're going to make Survivor history. We're going to make the final three, and one of us will
She
win.
believes it.
Oh, I know it.
I have what it takes to be the sole survivor.
I have what it takes to be the sole survivor.
I like that.
I do too. The only thing about using their female charms is that there's only 3 guys they can actually charm. The 2 brothers and Wes, and 2 of them are on the other tribe for her.
And Drew's not going to be interested. John's not going to be interested.
Nope.
Reed ain't going to be interested. Keith's not going to be interested. And Jeremy's not going to be interested.
Well, Drew's the only single one on her tribe, right?
Right.
So she's hoping, yes, to get to the merge. So they need to win early because she doesn't want to be a default target if they lose.
That's right. So let's move on to Baylor, the 20-year-old who looks like she's 15.
Yes.
In fact, my son saw her picture and went, "She's too young to be on Survivor." I am burning up in here, buddy.
Man, I'm about to freeze. I need to go get a jacket or something.
Just shut up with your freezing self.
I got to be honest. Listening to her interviews. Okay, I'm going to be honest right now. Let's break it down a little bit and be honest.
All right, here we go.
Listening to her interviews, I had her as a candidate for my final 3.
Did you?
After reading her comments in these interviews, I took her off that list.
Oh.
I want to compete with myself, first and foremost, to be an all-around better me. Okay.
Well, she's 20.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a cheerleading answer, but anyway, I'm athletic, strong-willed.
She's a cheerleader.
I know. I'm athletic, strong-willed, and competitive, and I wrote down target, target, and target. Okay. If she's too competitive or too strong early on, is this the one where he said she's going to win every challenge? Except for the puzzles. No, that was somebody else.
No, it is very competitive, but she's not good at puzzles. She said, "I'm going to win everything, and my mom's going to win the puzzles." In fact, I think that might be her clip. No, her clip is about being very competitive.
We'll go ahead and play it.
Let's go ahead and play it.
I mean, Baylor is uber competitive, like scary competitive. She does not like to lose. So, I mean, we'll go to the top no matter what that looks like. It's going to happen. And
we definitely will.
if she's going to win every single challenge, I mean, whether it's
I don't know about every single challenge. I
land
hope
or
so.
water, maybe not puzzles.
You're really good at puzzles.
I'm
I'm not.
super good at puzzles.
Yeah.
All right. So what gives me pause about Baylor is her age, for one. How much life experience does she have dealing with older people?
Okay.
Diverse group of people. And if she loses, what kind of a loser is she? She's a national champion when it comes to cheerleading.
Right.
But is she going to turn into a rocker if she loses? Because she's on. I think she's on a good tribe, but when the time comes.
A good tribe for her, for sure, because she's with a 22-year-old, a 23-year-old, and a 25-year-old.
Right.
So, she may be the youngest, and she may be 20, and she may look younger, but she's the same. She's pretty much the same age. I mean, her and Alec are the same age, basically.
Yeah, there's 5 20-year-olds on that tribe.
Yeah.
So definitely a good try for her. I think she's going to do okay. I mean, I definitely think she's going to go a good ways. I just don't know how far she'll get when it comes down to her playing in a smaller group, a tighter group.
I think she's strong. I mean, anybody that does yoga and stuff, yoga's not easy. And if she really does a lot of yoga, plus she does cheerleading, she's going to be strong. She's going to be a competitor in those challenges. And they're going to want to keep her around for those challenges, for sure.
Okay. Nothing is physically easy for guys like us. Let's just go there.
I'm sorry, guys like us.
Yes. For people built like a cheerleader, things aren't. I'm not saying yoga's easy for her. I'm just saying it's more likely something she'll do, like a hobby. So.
All right. Anything else about Baylor?
Which of these two is going to go farther?
Oh yes, her mom. Missy will go farther than Baylor.
I think Baylor will go farther.
Actually,
so
right.
We switch on that one. Okay, that's the first one.
You're probably right. I don't know.
I like Missy. That's just it. I like Missy, but I think Baylor's going to be in a better situation to go farther.
Of course, they're all listening to this going, y'all have no idea. But we don't.
Somebody is saying, wow, they got it right. One person is.
Yeah.
The rest of them are going, no, these guys don't know anything.
Yeah. They're acting like they haven't seen the show yet. All right, next is Nadia and Natalie. Nadia and Natalie.
I like the sisters on The Amazing Race. I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing them, but I don't think we're going to see them long.
I think they're going to be entertaining. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Yes.
I think they're going to be wisecracking at camp, and they're going to be making jokes, and they're going to be entertaining for sure. So who are we talking about first? Let's talk about Nadia, because that's the paper I have up.
Okay.
Yep. She says this is going to be harder than the Amazing Race.
True.
Because it takes away the partner aspect.
Right.
Yeah, one thing I am surprised of, and I'm going to play the clip first, but I was surprised about this because I thought, you'll figure it out. Here we go.
We grew up in Sri Lanka, so we grew up on an island.
So the elements, I feel like, will be right at home. You're never going to hear me complain about the weather.
You never hear us. We don't complain about much anyway.
Yeah.
So, compared to a lot of, prissy girls or whatever you want to say, things like that won't get us down. What's going to get me down is people getting on my nerves. That's what I can't take.
If I do bad in a challenge.
That kind of stuff will bum me down, but...
The whole, you won't hear us complain. For some reason, that just kind of surprised me.
Unless we lose or people get on my nerves.
Well, yeah.
It's like I had a perfect run, except when I fell.
Right.
No.
Now they're also into CrossFit, which CrossFit's very intense.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, my brother does it, and so if they're really into it, then they're probably in some pretty good shape.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they realize this is going to be separate, though, because as Amazing Race, I think, calls for that. It's fast-paced. It's nonstop. The only time you stop is when you sleep. It's a lot of planning, a lot of strategizing, some luck picking the right cab. Where in Survivor, it's rush and push for an hour of a challenge, and then sit and socialize for 2 days.
Right.
Or 48 hours or whatever the time is. Which is the same thing as 2 days.
Yeah.
But there's really a social game to it, which we haven't really seen from these two. They could do better than some of us say, but I think they're going to get annoyed with people. Yeah. I think the game might even be too slow because when we were on Amazing Race, we were in Sri Lanka by now. We were in France. We were in somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see a fast-paced team play a slow-paced game.
That's true because it's a slow-paced game.
Yes.
Compared to Amazing Race.
Absolutely.
Amazing Race would totally stress me out.
You're not kidding.
They'd have to have a heart monitor on me the whole time. So, one thing that was absolutely hilarious was whenever Natalie was calling Nadia, Rupert, and Monica, and I had this clip. It's really funny.
All right, so what about your sister? What players do you think she's like?
Rupert. No. I feel like actually Nadia is really handy. Like in Amazing Race, any of the challenges, building challenges, I would be like, Nadia, it's all you, because she's like a dude when it comes to like IKEA stuff, like putting together things. So she's like very hands-on. Yeah. So and she's also like very motherly. So she'll be.
So I'm a motherly too.
She'll be like, trying to make people eat and take care of people. So like Monica maybe. So like a combination of Monica and Rupert.
Rupert?
Rupert.
I just thought that was hilarious.
So Rupert, if they don't have a razor for 2 weeks, is that what they're saying?
It's just funny to hear them interact with each other.
That's why I like them. I hope they do last. I don't see them lasting that long. But I wrote down reality star. They are reality stars, and this is going to further that. And CBS called and said, "Do you want to do another game-like show?" They said, "Sure." "Do you want to do it with your sister?" They said, "Sure." And then they said, "Do you want to do Survivor?" "Yeah, we'll do that too." And that's I don't know. I just get that feeling. I like them though. I like them on Amazing Race. I just don't know if this game's going to be up their alley.
Well, we'll see. They're definitely positive. In fact, let's move on to Natalie. And I wrote on this paper so positive. I mean, they have a great outlook.
Well, this is their career.
Do what?
This is now their career. This is their third reality show.
It has nothing to do with that. They're just positive people.
Yeah.
They're just really positive. They're always smiling. They're always laughing, and I like that. I love her pet peeves: girls who can't do anything for themselves, lazy people, and dumb people. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's okay. So like when you and I are together, and we joke around, we know each other really well, right? Mm-hmm. So we get each other's jokes, and we understand each other, and we don't get irritated. Well, we get irritated, but you know what I'm saying. But sometimes the jokes that I would say to you, I don't say to other people because they wouldn't get it.
Right.
Can they do that? Can they realize This is how I am with my sister, but not how I am with this other person on my tribe. I'm sure they have to do this throughout their lives, but they're not living with them on an island. You know?
That's another great point. As comparing Amazing Race to Survivor and the speed, you're going from playing Amazing Race with just your sister to playing a social game with all these other people.
Right.
So that's a great point.
Yeah. Dale and Kelly recognized them. And they said there are red flags against them already because they're reality show people.
Right.
So they've already recognized him, and it's like...
I think that's how they're going to be labeled. I mean, this is their third time on a reality show.
Yeah. However, they have this to say about how much closer they are than everybody else.
I feel like we're gonna get targeted because we're the only twins here, and no matter how thick all these people's blood, like they think that their blood is, I know twins, like our blood is thicker, and they're gonna want to separate us from the start, I feel like.
Twins' blood is thicker.
Yep.
So.
Just about identical.
All right. Anything else before we move on?
Who's gonna go farther?
Oh yes. Hold on. Hold on. I have an answer for this.
My answer is just based on the tribe.
Hey. Chill out.
But I'll let you go first.
Nadia laughs longer.
I agree.
Yeah, I think our answers may be very
I do
similar.
too. I think our preseason picks are going to be similar.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. The SC89,000 next picked Superman and Josh. Reed and Josh. Let's talk about Reed first.
Okay.
So, I like Reed. I actually like Reed and Josh.
I do too.
So, he says, he says this about Josh, so I don't want to say that. Josh says about Reed that he will play like Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll have to see. But not the second Malcolm, but the first Malcolm. No, he said he won't look like Malcolm, but he'll...
He won't look like the second Malcolm.
Yes.
Right.
To me, Reed seems like a very fast-paced guy. You know, I mean, look at his pet peeves. Where are they? Oh, yeah, people walking slow baristas, lazy people, stuff like that. I mean, he's a boom, 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 boom type of guy. He doesn't like people slacking.
But Survivor's not a boom, 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 boom type game.
I know. So
we just got finished talking about that.
I know.
But I like him because to me he seems very sociable. He's always smiling. He seems happy to be there. I just get this air about him that seems friendly. And I think that's going to do well for him. I think the tribe makeup that he's on, he could blend in with a lot of different people.
Right.
I just think he's going to do well because I think it's going to be his social game.
Yeah. I think both he and Josh are going to have personalities that are going to draw people to them.
Yes.
You know, I mean, they're Broadway actors. They have that pizzazz about them.
I think Josh is a little more intense, maybe a little more edgy when it comes to the game itself. I just think Reed's going to fit in. I think people are going to want to have Reed in their alliance, and I just think he's going to be that likable. I like where he says, "I'm good at maintaining a positive mindset." Who doesn't want to be around somebody that doesn't have a positive mindset?
Right.
I'm resourceful and I'm physically fit. I'm not a quitter. I enjoy being outdoors. Plus, I can make fire.
That's right.
That's very handy.
Why do you think you'll be the sole survivor? I'm a people person who is physically tough, smart, well-spoken, and strong-willed. That last characteristics makes me a fighter until the end. I can lie when needed. I love to compete, and I excel under pressure. That's like a perfect survivor person.
I highlighted that part as well. I like that line. That's another person that comments about the game, especially about lying. You know, people talk about, I'll never vote out my mom, or I won't vote out my dad, and I'll do what it takes to win. Well, what will you do?
Yeah.
Well, I will lie. You know, flat out. Reed says, I will lie when needed. Flat out. Yeah. It's a game. He understands it's a game.
Yeah. I love that he says, I'm tired of watching others do it. I'm ready to do it myself.
Yeah.
You know, let me out there. And also one of the things that he says he'd like to have is a mirror. And my thought was, if you can find a nice, calm piece of water or section of water, you have your mirror. And Reed, you can go talk to yourself in the water, like the lion on Lion King. Right?
There you go. Another Broadway.
Now, Josh has this to say about Reed.
think Reed's biggest thing will probably be that
What?
he's gonna need more food than they're gonna get out there.
Yeah. Apparently, Reed likes to eat.
You couldn't tell by looking at him.
No, well, he's probably a dancer.
Yes, and with a high metabolism.
Yes. Darn those high metabolism people.
Yes.
Let's move on to Josh.
Okay.
Now, Reed said something about Josh. He said that Josh will play and look like Cochran.
I didn't read that.
He said he will get. Actually, he didn't. It wasn't something. It was on a video. But he said that not only will he burn like Cochran, but that he should play like Cochran. Gonna play like Cochran. So, anyway, Josh.
He's also very fit. He can make fire, and he has a lot of endurance.
Yep. He's a songwriter, as is Baylor. So he and Baylor may hit it off there if they get to talking about it.
Yep.
You know? So, interesting pet peeve, people who will only see one side of an argument, and I wrote, most of the people you argue with are only seeing their side of the argument.
Yes.
You know? So.
I see a difference between him and Reed where I said being intense or competitive. I also wrote more assertive. I think he's going to be more vocal when it comes to tribe matters.
Yeah.
He just seems not opinionated in a bad way, just willing to speak his mind. Whereas Reed seems more sit back type that will just go along with the group. Is smart and willing to watch and listen and learn, but he's more willing to let the group lead and be on the team, whereas Josh is one that'll stand up and say what he thinks.
I also have a feeling from what Reed said in this coming clip that Josh won't be able to hide what he's thinking very well.
Josh, he doesn't have a good poker face sometimes. Like if somebody says something that he doesn't like or doesn't agree with, it all shows up, you know, and those pretty blue eyes and that beautiful face. Yeah, I think you can read him really well. So I think keeping that in check might be will be important for him in the game.
Yeah, same thing I said about Rocker.
Yeah.
Can he hide what he's thinking? Or is everybody going to know that he's annoyed at you?
Yeah.
So.
He just didn't seem to laugh as much as Reed. Maybe it was just the short things I saw. Reed was just more jovial, and Josh was just a little bit more serious.
Well, let me tell you something about Josh. This dude can sing. Listen to this.
I think it's staying out of a leadership position and kind of doing stuff behind the scenes is kind of going to be the best, the key to success, I think, at least for me. I think probably for Josh, too. But I think we're so fun to be around that people are just not going to want to get rid of us.
You can't vote us off.
We're good for camp morale.
It's going to be cold at night. It's dark and alone on Survivor. You know, something like that.
There it is.
That guy can sing, man.
Yes, he can.
I mean, that was good. That was really good.
I think they're going to be able to adapt very well. They're going to be so focused on the social game that they're going to be able to overcome the physical part. But I think socially they're going to fit in really well with whoever they're talking to, and they have that. I think they'll have that ability to do well.
Well, the last thing I want to say is his answer to why you think you will be the sole survivor. I have the stamina to make it through the challenges. I have the mental grit to get past the mind games and the gutsiness to make the big moves when they need to be made. I am Survivor. David, that's a great answer.
It's a very articulate answer. It's a very yes.
If he can do that, then yes, he does have a good shot at going far.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a tougher question.
What?
Which
David?
one?
Josh
Which one will go farther?
Josh.
Oh, I think Reed.
I think you're wrong.
And I think I've been right before.
Well, so have I. All right.
One.
Next, Keith and Wes.
Yes.
You might be a redneck if
you live next to Keith.
Yeah. If you're 23 years old and you're going to get out of the house by winning Survivor. No, I'm just playing around.
I look at that.
He's like, that's why I want to win, because I need to get out of the house and prove to everybody that I can make it on my own. Okay.
I wrote, not good enough.
No.
Not a good enough answer.
No. All right, we can't be mean, because I'm sure he's going to do well. They are willing to cut each other's throats.
You sure?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're very competitive, man. They were like, If he shoots an 85, I'm going to shoot an 82. If he shoots a 10-point, I'm going to shoot a 12-point. I mean, they are competitive.
How does that compare to Survivor, other than challenges? Because otherwise they won't be together.
No, they won't be.
I get it, but don't focus on outmaneuvering your son. Worry about the other 16 people that want to send you home.
Right. Wes says he's a fan of the show and been watching since day one. Well, I say he's been watching. Yeah, he said he's been watching since day one. I like that. He's a fan of the show. He's been watching. He can't wait to get on.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says he's like Ozzy and Russell Hantz because I'll dominate challenges and have girls under my wings, making them think I will take them to the end. I have a feeling that his approach to the game is you can't beat me at all, and I'm going to trick all of you. That's kind of, I am God.
And your girls can't look away from me.
No.
Well, he says it right there in his other answer. I know how to play the game better than anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Glad you're finally there. My social game would get me all the way because I'm great at making friends. I have the gift of telling people what they want to hear. So you're a good liar. That's good.
Yeah. Yes. That reminds me of what Malcolm said. Whenever he was playing and he said, I always get women to believe me. Even when I'm lying to.
Yep.
Okay, so Wes has this clip, and it pretty much epitomizes what we've said. So here's Wes saying, let's ride.
I'm going to say get on my back. I'm going to tell my team to get on my back and let's ride.
Get on my back and let's ride. I'm going to tell my team, get on my back and let's ride.
Didn't Shamar say that?
I don't know. And John Rocker's going to look at him like, if I get on your back, you're going to die.
You're going to bury in the sand.
Because I am twice as tall as you and weigh about 200 pounds more than you, and it's all muscle. Oh, boy. All right, that's all I got on Wes.
Yeah, me too.
Let's move on to Keith. This is Daddy-O.
Fire captain, and I just have this feeling he's going to have a short fuse with some people. He's not going to be as tolerant as he needs to be in this game.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's going to be. I'd love for him to surprise me and be the other way, but I just don't get. He's easygoing, fun-loving, and hardworking. But is he tolerant of people?
Right.
No, he doesn't, because he doesn't. His pet peeve is loafers. But we don't know if that's the shoe or the people.
It's the people.
I think it's the people. Yeah.
Based on the Meet the Cast video that's on CBS, I kind of have a feeling he's going to be, this is how we need to do it. This is how we need to do it. You need to listen to me.
Yeah.
I kind of have a feeling he's going to be that way. And looking at his tribe, the only person I think that might stand up to that would be like Missy. But otherwise, I think they're going to let him do that, and then they'll get tired of it. Maybe. Or maybe that gets him to the end because people start disliking him.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. So they're outdoor guys. I don't think his dad has watched Survivor, though. I think his son watches Survivor. I think his son's the one that got called by CBS. And because his dad said he could have picked his brother, but he picked me.
Yeah.
So
that's true. I don't think he's along for the game, I hate to say.
No.
Between the two, who's going to do better? I would pick Wes. I think he's on a better tribe. And because of his age, he might have a better chance of fitting in.
Right.
So, of those two, I would pick Wes to do better.
All right. Well, let's at least give Keith his clip for the show. And this is what he says.
I'm not quite ready to turn the reins over to him yet. He thinks he's all that, but I've got a few more kicks left in me, I think.
Yeah,
It's not like, hey, go ahead and take it to the end. I'll just step aside. That's not going to happen.
Everybody knows we always compete and do stuff like.
If he kills 10 squirrels and I kill 11, it's if he kills an 8-point, I kill a 9-point. It's just.
Yeah.
If he shoots an 85 in golf, I got to go low and shoot an 82.
But she won't chip to that chair so you can get close to that chair. Just something stupid.
There you go.
And see, to me, that kind of sums up the difference between Wes and Keith. Wes has watched the game and he's come to play the game. He's going to use flirting. He's going to use a social game. And Keith it's almost like he's been misled to think you're just coming out to compete against Wes. That's all this is. Dads against their kids,
Right.
That kind of a thing. I just didn't hear anything Survivor-wise come from Keith. Like you said, I wonder if he's seen the show or how much he's seen of the show.
Right. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. Yep. Next, we move on to John and Jacqueline.
Who's going farther?
Oh, who's going farther? Wes.
Yeah,
Wes.
Okay.
All right, next we have John and Jacqueline. And let's talk about John. Jacqueline says about John, he's just a he's happy-go-lucky all the time. Just a happy guy.
I get that. There's got to be something else to John because he does seem happy. He's very excited to be there. I think he's going to work hard and play hard. I don't know. There's just something else about John I want to see.
Yeah.
It's almost like, are we looking at another Pete? And does he have this other evil side where he's going to do stuff? Because when he's separated from Jacqueline, what's he going to do within his tribe to get further in the game?
All right.
He's one of those I think could go out and find the idol.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I just imagine that. Yeah.
I do like what he has to say in this clip about the game plan.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that are like trying to get this game plan together, and they're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and these are the people that I think would be good with me, yada yada. So having a game plan for something like that, I feel like is useless. So while they're busy scrambling, like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting, now I gotta come up with something new. I'm very kind of like, I think you're the same way. Like, we're kind of just like, okay, let's see naturally what is given, what cards are given to us so that we can see what we can play with,
Yeah, see the cards you're dealt and play them.
Do you think that's a smart strategy?
Well, we've said it many times. Okay, we've said go in with the strategy, but we're willing to be flexible and change it with the game. He's saying, I'm just going to go in and see what's happening, and I'm going to play to that. I think that's a good strategy.
To me, it could be too little, too late. I think you have to go in with some form of idea of what you want to do. Some day one plan, some day two plans, something that you can base it off of. If you change the whole thing, you change the whole thing. You go in and say, I want to be a leader. I want to do this. I want to do that. All of a sudden, you show up and there's some loud people there. You say, you know what? Forget that. I'm gonna back off and do this. I don't know. I think you still need to have a foundation to start from.
Yeah.
But you want to find that one person you could trust. You want to make your alliance quick. That's one thing you have to do. But if you go in and wait to see the cards that you're dealt, by the time you realize all the cards have been dealt, you didn't get one, and you're the one that's going home.
Right.
So I don't doubt he's going to start working day one, hour one, but at the same time, I don't think you can go completely empty-handed.
Okay. Why you think you'll survive on Survivor? I can build a fire from scratch. That's good. I can debone and gut a fish. That's good. I can catch lizards. Okay. And I can lift things up and put them down.
I just lifted this cup up, and I'm getting ready to put it down.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's completely not exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
But that's funny that they put that in there.
Yes.
I can pick stuff up, and I can put it back down again.
Yep. I think we should spend a lot of time on Jacqueline.
So we're finished with John? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
We put John down? Okay. We picked it up, and we put him back down.
Yes, we picked him up, and we put him down. It is now time for Jacqueline. What do you have to say about Jacqueline? She's the prettiest of them all, in my estimation.
Okay.
Not that that matters, but I'm just saying.
I think what she was challenged with in her life was much harder than what she's going to be challenged with in Survivor.
Yes.
I just don't necessarily think it's comparable, but, I certainly respect it. I like her a lot more after listening to her and read about her.
Yeah.
Just looking at her pretty face, but well,
I hate to go ahead.
Go ahead.
You had a pause. I thought you were trying to figure something out.
I think she's on a good tribe, and I think she's going to fit in well with Baylor, which is why I think Baylor's going to do well, and with the younger crowd. I mean, I don't know. It to me, for Jacqueline, it's going to depend on her surroundings, her tribe and her surroundings.
Okay. I have a lot of positive things to say about Jacqueline, but I'm going to start off with the negative.
Okay.
Okay. I am concerned that she might bring up her syndrome a lot.
Okay.
Because she brought it up at least 3 times just on this sheet of paper.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, obviously it's near and dear to her heart, but mention it once and then just let it be, you know. So I'm a little concerned that she might do that. The unknown stresses her out, so she even said, I'm going to be finding me a guy and cuddling because I need somebody to cuddle with at night.
And she gave him permission to do the same.
That's right. And Wes on that tribe went, yes! And so did Alec. And so they're going to fight each other. The very first night, Alec and Wes are going to have a knockdown, drop, fallout fight on the beach over who's going to cuddle with Jacqueline. And Dale's going to be like, y'all just shut up. She's young enough to be my daughter. I'll just cuddle with her, and she won't be all upset. But anyway.
It's funny.
She gets impatient when she's hungry. Well, she might get impatient a lot.
On day one.
Yes. Yes. All right, but she's on Survivor to challenge herself socially, mentally, and physical, also to win the $1 million.
Yes.
So she can adopt, which I like that.
Yep.
So I guess I don't have a lot of good things to say. I had one or two, but I like her.
Like you said, the article talked a lot about what she went through, the syndrome that she went through.
Right.
So it's hard to pull a lot of other stuff out of there. I mean, she's a fighter. We see that she's a survivor. She'll never give up no matter what happens in the game. There are always loopholes and opportunities to change the way things are going. Yeah. So I do like that. I do like she's seeing that there's more to the game than just playing it straightforward.
Yeah.
So, and then she
might
goes
go home early, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might.
I don't have her going that far.
No. So interestingly enough, when she finally realized the reality of the possibility of John voting her off, this is what happened.
I don't know.
It's probably gonna happen.
It's probably gonna happen.
I've been more worried about it ever since we even started. Like, we're gonna have to vote each other out. If I vote you out, you're gonna hate me. And she's like, no, I'm not.
No. You just don't know. If it happens, it happens. I mean, I'm going to be emotional probably, but I'm not going to think about that right now. Damn, I'm going to be pissed if you have to vote me out.
You know what I mean? It's like, how have they really thought about this game yet?
It's like it just hit her.
The reality's going to hit you hard.
You mean we can't win together?
Yeah. All right.
Who's
Dale and Kelly.
Who's going to go further?
I'm sorry. John is going to go further.
I agree.
Man, have we disagreed on anybody?
2. Reed and Josh, and
yeah, Josh is going further than Reed.
I think Missy and Baylor. I think you said Missy and I said Baylor.
Yeah, but that was a mistake. I
You're
messed
welcome.
up on that one. All right, next we have Dale and Kelly. And let's talk about Dale. He openly admits his weakness is going to be the social game. I didn't come here to make friends. He said that.
I know, and she even says right away that he doesn't work with a lot of people. He works with like 3 people.
See,
that kind of stuck out like, whoa, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned about that for him.
I am too, but I would like to withdraw my immediate spur-of-the-moment comment of him being the first one out. Because I don't think he's going to be the first one out.
I don't think so either. Look at him. The guy's got a smile that make anybody's heart melt. I mean, that guy's going to be liked, especially if he's the oldest guy on the tribe, and he looks to me like he's not going to be a this is how we got to do it kind of leader.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be effective in his leadership.
He picked Tom as his person he's most like. Have to side with the farmer, and I think I really think he's going to be more of a laid back leader than Keith will be.
Right.
I agree. I think he's just going to be. I think he's going to be wise to what these young people are doing. You know, there's a much bigger age gap on his tribe. There's some 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and he's a 50-year-old, 55. And he's going to be very aware of that. If Kelly didn't remind him, he's going to be aware of it when he sees his tribe, and he's going to know he's going to be a target, and he's going to do what he can to fit in and blend in. And I don't know. He just seems to me like he's somebody that could go farther than an older person usually does.
Right.
Just on he may have more social skills than he thinks.
Right. Interestingly, his hobbies: snow skiing, you're by yourself; cycling, you're by yourself; camping, you're with like family.
Right.
You know,
Very
there's
close
no
friends,
basketball. There's no, anything like that. Anyway, before I get to the thing I really like about him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and play his clip.
My weakness would be the social game, just for the fact that I live on the farm, which is, it's 15 miles from town. It's not like I see a ton of visitors come through. I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to make money, and as long as...
He's all about business. Like, you should know. He's all about business.
I didn't come here to be tweeting and Instagram with everybody on the show. At the end of the day, 39 days out, I want to be able to talk to my daughter. I don't want to have a paycheck.
I think...
Okay, maybe he's right. His social game may not. He might rub people the wrong way if
he is brutally honest.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Everything on this paper and everything we've said and everything we've heard tells me he is not cut out for this game. But I just like him.
He's going to surprise us.
I know. I really think so too.
Yeah.
I just like him.
Okay, the 3 things he wants on the island, and I think this says a lot about who he is. A map to explore and mark where I've been.
Right.
A book that explains what I can or cannot eat. Those are the 2.
Because if he eats the wrong thing, he's going to need number 3.
Yeah, and then of course toilet paper.
Yes.
But the first 2, he's a very. This is he's a guy that makes lists. I bet he makes lists and he does what's on his list and he gets them done. He's a checking off type of person. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to serve him, but for some reason, like you said, I think he might do well.
You know why I think I like him? Because he doesn't fit the stereotype of some of these 20-year-olds that we see in bathing suits and could work on other shows. He's somebody I want to watch play Survivor.
Yeah.
He's a mature person, wise in his ways, been around for a while, and you're right. That's really good 3 things to bring.
Yeah.
Especially what I can and cannot eat.
I wouldn't be surprised if him and Rocker hit it off.
Yeah.
So.
Did he see? They recognize the twins or Rocker? They recognize the twins because Jeremy and Val recognize Rocker. Okay.
Right. They recognize the twins.
Absolutely, because Rocker is. He's almost 40.
Right.
So he's definitely more mature. He's had a lot of life experience traveling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And anyway, let's move on to Kelly, the farmer's daughter.
As much as I like him, I like her more.
Yeah. She's very independent.
Mm-hmm.
Very independent. One of the main things that I really got from her is she has never gotten anything handed to her.
Right.
Like she said, he never let me win games. If I wanted to go to the store, I had to earn my own money to go. No handouts. This girl's used to working for what she gets.
Yeah.
So.
The only thing I didn't like on her whole page was the word stubborn.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be able to give. But at the same time, as much as she loves Dad and wants to be with Dad and win with Dad, I think she's more focused on the game than she is on playing with Dad.
Yeah.
I just get that sense about her. She's 28. She's already got her career. Soccer and jigsaw puzzles, not just because she's a soccer player, but they're endurance. But competitive, reliable. I'm competitive, and I'll never back down. I hope that's in the challenge and not when it comes to deciding who to vote off.
Right.
I'll always keep trying to move to the next step, and I'm not afraid to fib a little or hurt people to be at the top. Everything I've ever tried to do in life, I've succeeded, so I know I can do this. Confidence.
Yep.
But her age, she's very attractive. Her age is mature. She's got, like I said, life experience. She's out work doing her own job already.
Unlike Wes.
Well, he's a firefighter, but he's a 23-year-old firefighter who's going to get by on his looks. Yeah. But I just like her. Yeah. I like her a lot.
She noticed John and his trophy wife. She said, this Brad Culpepper-looking guy with his trophy wife. So she didn't recognize him as John Rocker, but she says, I hope she's not on my tribe. Well, guess what?
So hopefully Dale will use his people skills and not come up and say, hey, man, you should have heard my daughter talking about your trophy wife.
Yeah. Hey, my daughter's not here right now. How'd you get that trophy wife?
We don't grow them on the farm.
What, are you rich or something? How'd you get that?
Are you somebody famous?
Yeah. How'd you get that trophy wife? All right, well, let's play our clip here.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Which I should have played at the beginning, and I didn't. I apologize.
I think the biggest thing, he's just taught me to be a very strong, independent person. You know, growing up, it wasn't like, if I want to go to the movies or something, you got to pay for it. If you want to do this, you know, you got to find a way to do it. There was no, like, hand-holding.
There you go. You know, all that stuff I said at the beginning, I should have just let her say it.
Yes. All right, so which one do you think goes farther?
Oh, do you have some music to play while I contemplate this? I really don't know. Dale.
I'm gonna go with Kelly.
Crud. All right.
Like you think like I'm right. Why would you?
I don't know. I'm trying to look at the tribe and see who she's gonna click with. I guess, you know, she might click with Natalie. She's not gonna click with Julie. She's already said that.
She'll click with Missy.
I don't know.
I think she will.
Maybe. Yeah, she will. All right. Well, let's move on to the last two. I'm not sure how they got on the show exactly.
They're models.
Yeah, Drew and Alec.
Yeah.
I think Alec has it a little more together than Drew does. But
I agree.
We'll talk about Drew first. In fact, let's just start off with his clip. Give you a little idea of what.
I'm gonna have to mute.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Really, nothing's at stake. I'm missing out on some jobs I could be doing right now. I mean, but I'm in Nicaragua. Really, what's at stake is there's no surfboards here, and I'm missing out on some surfing and some partying back in Florida or New York, wherever else I would be. But what's at stake is really nothing. We're out here to have a great time, have an experience, grow as people, and you know, hopefully come away with $1 million and start a fishing team after this. We got a boat picked out already.
Yeah, guess who's not going to get along with Drew? Keith.
Only thing Drew forgot to say was, I can't wait to see what Ponderosa looks like.
Oh my gosh. All right, so Drew is I don't know what I don't know what he does. He says he's into sales or something? I don't remember now.
Traveling sales representative in the family business. So he's in the business that his family has.
Yeah.
I like his personal claim to fame myself. I seem to pull off the unthinkable with ease. People ask me, how did you do that?
Yes.
Well, I took the bowl down. I opened the cereal. I'm sorry, I know I'm being a little silly, but still, I just thought that was funny. He just seems to pull off the unthinkable.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get along with Keith or Jeremy or Reed or John or Julie. I'm not thinking he's going to get along with him. I don't know. I think he's going to be a loner on his tribe.
I think he takes himself too serious, and I think more so than Alec. Or he just thinks he's more than he is.
Yeah,
and
maybe that.
I don't mean to be too insulting, but yeah, I think. I think he's going to consider himself. He should be the alpha male of the group, you know. And then you got people like Jeremy who get along, and John and Reed, and I don't know. He says booze cruising and play like Malcolm. Well, I don't see anything on here that talks about Survivor.
No,
like Malcolm did. Malcolm gave a great interview when he talked about Survivor because you could tell how much he practiced, how much he'd seen.
Yeah,
I just don't get that from Drew.
Drew strikes me as the kind of guy that's going to be sitting around at camp. Oh, y'all want to build a shelter? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to help? Okay. All right. What do you want me to do? You know, just almost too laid back. I mean, the guy just, he's 25 and living the dream. The dream of doing nothing.
He's going to get a wake-up call on day one.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think he's underestimating the game. It's almost like a rental.
Yeah.
You know.
You know how Kelly's never had anything handed to her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opposite.
Not Drew. Opposite. I could be wrong. Totally wrong.
Wouldn't it be funny if Kelly and Drew bonded as soon as they got there?
Yeah. What if they started dating? We have a showmance.
Because Drew's going to say, "You've got your own job?
Oh.
Wow, you could help me."
Shut up.
If I lose my job.
Oh, man. Well, he's got the looks. He's definitely a handsome fella. So that's Drew.
But I just think the personality of Alec is going to fit in better with the tribe.
Let's move on to the more stable brother.
Yeah, I think he's going to fit in better.
Yeah. Alec has been living his whole life trying to beat Drew at everything, and finally graduated college. Beat him at that.
That's right.
In fact, that's my clip. So let's go ahead and play the clip.
Okay.
Oh, well, that didn't work.
Seeing Drew do well.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
Seeing Drew do well on the other tribe is going to turn me up and make me want to do better for sure. Because my whole life I've been wanting to keep up with Drew or surpass Drew, and I have surpassed Drew in some ways. And so.
Oh, yeah, he's about to graduate college. I don't have a college degree.
You call that what you want. You're damn right I'm about to graduate college.
I don't have a college degree.
That wasn't easy for me. We're going to feed off of one.
That was so funny because whenever Alex said that, Drew kind of looked at him like, you ain't ever beat me in anything. Like what? You tell me. I have more women than you. I have more money than you.
I'm sorry. I pictured Eddie and Reynolds all over again. I love that. Like what? When?
Yeah. Like what? Okay, yeah, you graduated. And then Drew's thinking, yeah, but I didn't care about college, so I don't care if you beat me for that.
Oh, you wasted like 5-6 years of your life. I mean, I don't care about that.
I don't care if you beat me in college. You didn't beat me in the stuff that really matters.
Well, I've never tried college, so you can't count that as something you beat me at.
Yeah. Man. Let's see. More worried about disease. These guys are worried about diseases like crazy than anything.
This is an opportunity. This is a job opportunity for these gentlemen. Yeah. It's going to be whichever one figures out what's going on first that goes farthest.
All right. They had, though, the best answer to Dalton's question of who's going to win between the two of them. This was their answer.
Only one winner, though. Who's it going to be?
We would like to say it's going to be one of us.
Which one?
Either one of us walks away with the W, we're pretty happy about that. But
we're pretty competitive, so we're both trying to. It's an individual game. You know, we're both trying to win, and I think it's a toss-up between us. Either one of us, depending on how well we play and how social we are,
and the circumstances,
could win the game. And I mean, I think both of us have the potential to do it. So
there you go. I like that answer.
That answer would work for any game.
I know, but the point was.
I know. As long as it's one of us.
One of us is going to do it. One of us is going to do it. I just like the answer, David.
Okay.
I thought it was the best one.
Which one's going to do better?
Alec.
I agree.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Alec will. Because I think Alec's got a little more head on his shoulders than Drew does.
I could just see him though when Dalton asked the question, "Who's going to win?" They look at each other. We should say one of us, right? I mean, one of us is going to win, right?
I'm just glad they don't live close to me or you, because they probably aren't liking this.
All in jest.
All in jest. All right, let's talk a little bit about before we talk about the tribe makeup, and we're already an hour and 20 minutes in, so. We won't spend a lot of time on this, but it's interesting. Probst interviewed with Dalton and talked about Redemption Island and Exile Island. I have some clips. Do you want to hear the clip of Probst explaining why there's no Redemption Island?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
And we spoke 2 weeks ago, had a whole long conversation about why Redemption Island's back and why you're doing it. Then I get out here, you're like, yeah, it's not back.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. So
well,
switch.
Really what happened was we were going to do Redemption. And we'd been trying to come up with a new idea, but we didn't have it. Another idea came to me, and I ran it past the guys, and suddenly it was, yes, 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 yes. That's what we should do. And then everybody contributed their 2 cents, and we birthed what we're doing today. So what was amazing about that was I was being completely honest with you when I talked to you, and simultaneously completely misleading all of this season's players who I know are listening to that interview thinking, Redemption Island, I got it, we're locked in.
So no Redemption Island, which I'm happy about.
Me too.
Yes.
Very happy about it.
Very happy about it. Then he goes on to explain Exile Island.
You got to go up against your loved one, and here are the stakes. Winner gets reward, loser goes to Exile Island. Yeah! Where it's going to really suck, and it's going to suck because you put them there. Now you got some creative you can work with. And then as everybody starts contributing, you start saying, okay, and what about idols? Let's put the clue on Exile. We won't tell anybody. So now the good news is you at least have a shot at finding the immunity idol, and it's up to you if you want to share that there was a clue or not. The complication is that clue will lead you back to your beach where the idol is hidden, so you're going to have to dig up while everybody else is there. So nothing's going to be easy this season, but I really do believe that the gameplay is ratcheting up, and I think we have to ratchet it up with it, so we're trying to complicate it as much as we can.
Okay, so if you go to Exile Island, they are going to give you a clue. They're not going to tell everybody else they're giving you a clue.
Right.
That's the way I interpreted that.
Yeah, I interpret it as being the clue's going to be there when you show up at that little campsite,
Right.
whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I remember Sugar lying in the thing and looking at the little clue. You know.
Was she the one that said she wasn't going to bother looking for it because we probably already found?
Yeah. So so interesting though. I'm not sure how they're going to pick which couple or which loved ones go against each other though.
Well, he's what's the other clip that you have?
Well, the other clip. I'll go ahead and play it.
You mentioned to get to Exile, loved ones are going to have to duel against each other. Loser goes there. What happens though? You get a few weeks in. There's a loved one that's already out. Is that other person not eligible to compete in that?
Right. That would be the case. It will be. A lot of this is dependent on who gets voted out and in what order. But the idea is that at every reward challenge, we will have a new pair of loved ones going at it. And as the game evolves, we will resort to plan B if we run out of those people based on who they vote out.
Translation: we have no idea what we're doing.
Making it up as we go, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Well, except that if your loved one gets voted off, you don't have a chance to get a clue anymore.
Correct. And you also won't have to compete in a reward challenge while they're still going on. It sounds like, and we're guesstimating, they're going to do these reward challenges as duels until there's probably some sort of merge or shuffle or what have you. But it's going to be couples. Every reward challenge is going to be one person against their couple. So there won't be tribe challenges.
Right.
Loser goes to Exile
The rest will just be
for one night. And the winner gets the reward. The winner gets his reward and takes it back with his tribe. When it comes to twist, I think there's good twist and bad twist.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Wait a second. Did I read somewhere that also the person that wins gets to pick... Wait. Was
No,
it
that's
something
the
about
old,
picking somebody?
That's the old Exile Island.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's in this one.
Okay.
But I just for a second, I want to go off on a short tangent about good twist and bad twist.
All right, David. Here, let me get your soapbox out for you. Go ahead and step on it and go.
Okay. Good twists to me in the game of Survivor are twists that affect the whole game, not just one player. And it's something that everyone has to adjust to, they have to evolve around, or they have to play with. To me, that's a good twist in the game of Survivor. A bad twist is a twist that singles out one certain castaway for one reason or another, something that puts them at a disadvantage or even a greater disadvantage than they already were. Like, to me, which is Redemption Island. They've been voted out. Don't keep them. Let them go. Get rid of them, because that's what the other people worked for. Some good twist I've liked in Survivor was like the fake merge. It affected everybody. He put 2 tribes will now live on one island. This was Thailand season 5. They thought they were merging. He said, I never said merge. I just said 2 tribes on one island. I like that. The schoolyard pick at the beginning of the season was great. It affected everybody because everybody picked like the kidnapping, the mutiny, which was completely volunteer. Nobody had to do it. The unexpected start in Pearl Islands where they had to jump off the boat and they're close. But my favorite one was a tribe swap in Africa where they said pick 3 people from your tribe and send them to this meeting place.
Oh, yeah.
From each tribe, then they switched buffs. That was awesome. I loved it. It didn't hurt one person. The Exile Island twist is tolerable in this situation. I think it's better than when you first mentioned it and who the heck are these people? I wasn't excited about it at all, and I'm still not completely excited about it, but I do like it does work like Redemption Island did last time in the sense that it's family, and you're sending your family member. Do you really want to send your family member there? You know, do you want to put them away from their tribe for a period of time that could hurt them.
Right.
So I do like that, and I do it is going to be more tolerable to me than I thought it was going to be because it affects on a personal level. I'm still not a big fan of Exile Island, but I see why they're doing it. But I don't like the fact that there's only 2 people doing a challenge. I'm not sure I'm going to like that yet.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather see the whole tribe, and then the winner gets to pick somebody to go to Exile Island.
Yeah.
So really the only twist to this is that the loved ones compete against each other.
Right.
You know, that's really the only twist to it. And but if I'm competing against Connie, I don't want to lose because that makes my tribe, that alienates me from my tribe. So I'm going to try to win.
Right.
You know? So, I mean...
In another sense, though, it could... I guess the flip side is being away from your tribe for one night could allow you a little leeway when you come back, and they might be saying, you know what, I don't like these people. I'm waiting for that person to come back from exile. I'm picking them up for my alliance, or
maybe.
You know, you could get the easy out of not having to make that first impression. I don't know. How do they pick the people for this reward challenge? Is it volunteer? Does Jeff draw one name and the other person has to come out?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, you'll be on Exile Island for at least a day and a half, won't you?
I'm hoping. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but I'm hoping it's just overnight. You leave that day, you're there that night, you come back the next morning.
No, you're there until the next challenge. You come back at the next challenge.
Is that you sure how it's going to be this time?
I'm pretty sure I heard that. Yeah.
Well, then I don't like it as much anymore.
Yeah, which means that you're out of the game. You're taken out of the game, and you're just sitting there doing nothing.
Because you lost a challenge by yourself.
Right.
And you're knocked out of the game. And
hey, I'm willing to give it a shot. Right?
I'll give it a shot, but we'll see.
All right. Let's real quick, we got a Coyopa tribe and a Hunapu tribe.
Yeah.
And I'm liking these tribes. I really like the makeup here.
Well, age-wise, they're pretty much the same. One is average age is 34, the other average age is 31, which you know obviously. But it's this upper age in all the 20s.
Yeah.
But half the cast is in their 20s. 9 people are all in their 20s.
Well, let's go ahead and tell them who the tribes are. So, Coyopa is Dale
and
Val. She's 35. Dale's 55. Val's 35. Baylor, the 20-year-old daughter. Jacqueline, the 25-year-old from Michigan. Nadia, one of the twins. Alec, the younger brother. Josh, the guy that can sing real well. Wes, the son of the firefighter dude, and John Rocker. So that's Coyopa. And Hunapu is Kelly, Jeremy, Missy, John, Natalie, Drew, Reed, Keith, and Julie. I think one tribe's a lot better than the other.
I do too.
Yeah.
Which is going to come up in our preseason picks. I see more bonding on one tribe than I see on the other tribe.
Which one do you see more bonding on?
Kuopa, whatever how you pronounce that. To me, I just see more people that are going to form camaraderie than I do on the other tribe.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Why don't we talk more about the tribes in our feedback show as people send in their feedback?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get to our picks because it's 10:30 and 11:30 in your spot, hour and a half. I'm about ready to get off, but I want to do these picks.
Okay. That means I got to finish my last 2 picks.
What?
Hold on.
All right, you came up with the picks, so you get to ask the questions. And do you want me to answer first, or how are we going to do that?
We'll take turns answering first. All right, question number 1, and this will be put on our Facebook page. So if you all want to send in your picks next week in your feedback, please do, and I'll keep it all on one big tally sheet. Which tribe will win the most immunity tribal challenges? And this will be counted until there's some sort of merge or merge.
Yeah. Can I say something about them including it in their feedback?
Yes.
Don't just put your answers. You know, like I think Coyopa will be the first tribe. Say it in a sentence because otherwise we got to go figure out what you're answering.
Yeah.
So, and also, well, anyway, go ahead.
Well, if you don't want to read his feedback, just say you don't have to read this. Here are my answers.
Yeah, really. I mean, that'd be fine. We're really more interested in hearing what you think about the cast in your own words. If you want to answer these, that's fine. But we do want to hear what you think about the cast in your own words. All right, go ahead, David.
So long as there are two tribes, Coyopa and how do you pronounce the other one?
It's Coyopa and Hunapu is how I'm pronouncing them.
Okay, which one is going to win the most challenge? Immunity challenges. Since the reward challenges seem to be duels, 1v1. So which one's going to win the most immunity tribal challenges?
And I'm answering first?
Yes.
Coyopa.
Me too.
Absolutely.
All right, question 2. Which castaway will leave the game first? Which moves me over to the other tribe, and I think it's going to be Keith.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm going with Captain My Way or the Highway.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be Keith. Who do you say?
I picked Natalie.
Okay.
Although Keith is looking awfully attractive.
I think her personality will keep her around for at least one round, and I think he's going to be the blame for the loss.
Yeah.
Which means that tribe is probably going to win the first challenge. So.
It probably depends on how many people listen to what Drew has to say, because Drew's not going to like him.
Yeah. There you go. Question number 3. You're first on this one. Which castaway will be the first voted out of each tribe?
All right. Out of Coyopa, Nadia.
That I agree with. And the other tribe, I picked Keith, and you're picking Natalie?
Right.
Okay.
That's Hunapu.
Yes.
Oh.
Did you miss one?
I just don't have an answer for number 4.
Number 4, which castaway is most likely to quit? We're hoping none of them. We don't want anybody to quit. But if somebody's going to quit, and I've already given my answer in part of our assessment.
Okay. I wrote down my answer.
I wrote down a name that I think she's going to not be as excited about playing once her boyfriend leaves.
Oh, Julie?
I wrote Julie.
Okay.
If anybody quit, that's the reasoning I came up with.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's going to quit.
Me either.
But I put Drew, although I don't think he's going to quit.
Lack of surfing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he may just be like, you know what? I could be at a resort right now.
Exactly.
With babes.
Especially if Alec is gone. You know,
or he'd be like, dude, that Julie chick, she just quit, and I'm going to go hang with her.
And I'm one spot further than Alec, so I've already beat him at this.
Yeah.
All right, who's going to win the most individual immunity challenges after the merge? Once we get to solo challenges, who's going to win the most?
By a landslide, David. No one has a chance in the world against this guy. Josh. I'm telling you, he's going to kick everybody's butt.
I say that's impossible because there is no Josh playing this year. Would you like to say John or Jeremy?
Oh, Josh.
Josh?
Yes, Reed and
Josh. My apologies. That Josh.
Boom. See, you just didn't even think about him.
I sure didn't. You're right,
Josh.
I didn't.
He's going to kick everybody's butt.
I think Alec's personality is going to get him to the merge, and I think once he gets there, he's going to win challenges.
Josh is going to beat him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How many idols will be found this season?
Idols or hidden immunity idols?
Hidden immunity idols. Well, you can't find the winning idols.
Hey, dude.
Hidden. If it says find, they must be hidden.
No.
It doesn't say win. It says hidden.
I find my keys in the morning. They weren't hidden. They were just
10:30.
misplaced.
11:30 my time.
How many
hidden immunity idols will be found this season?
All right, you're first.
3.
My answer, cuatro. 4.
Okay. I knew what that meant. You didn't have to translate. How many hidden immunity idols will be played this season? Hidden immunity idols will be played. 3. I also said 3.
3 hidden immunity idols will be played.
Okay. Now,
Final 3.
I purposefully picked a different winner than you because I know who your winner is.
You don't know who my winner is?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Who are your final 3?
Well, I'm not going to tell you. Who do you think is my winner? And I'm not even going to answer you. Just say who you think it is.
It's Val. So, I had
Why?
6
Because I said it on the who the heck are these people?
No.
All right, whatever. Shut up.
We'll get there in a second.
Make me mad.
You asked. You put me
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
I had 6 people for my final 3, and I've been narrowing them down as we've been working today.
You're as bad as Scoop was a couple
I
seasons
know.
ago.
So I took Dale off. I like him, but I just don't see him going that far. I took Baylor off. I like her,
Okay.
but for some reason I don't see her going that far. And Alec, I think if once he loses, he's gone.
All right.
So my final three are Val.
Ding, ding.
I think Jeremy's going to be a target. I don't think he's going to make it to the final three.
Okay.
Kelly.
Ding, ding.
Oh, I know who your other one is, but mine's the other one. I picked Reed, and you got Josh.
Josh.
That's right, because you're a big Josh fan. I like that. That's cool. That's cool. We picked two of the same and the pairs, opposite pairs of each other. And
Yeah.
And I think you're going to pick Val, which I like Val. Gosh, it's hard to pick against Val because she's going to be. I think she's going to be really liked and really nice.
Picking Reed?
I'm picking Reed. I'm going for the upset and picking Reed.
Val all the way, baby. Team Val.
I like Val. I just don't want to pick the same as you.
2 police in a row.
Cop to cop, back to back.
Back to back coppas. Back to back. Woo! Y'all, it's been fun, but it is late. We're
done.
so glad that you listened to us. And if you like us, go to iTunes, because now's when we need reviews. Now's when we need those 5-star ratings so that it gets our podcast up for those people that are just now getting on and wanting to find out more about Survivor so they can find our show. So get on iTunes and do that. Save your lunch money, my friends, because September 10th is coming, and our T-shirts are on sale. $20. It's going to be good. And you can support us, SurvivorTalkWithD&D.com/support. You can follow David at David_STWDD. You can follow me and the Survivor Talk Show on Twitter at Survivor_Talk. You can join our Facebook group, which is just look us up, Survivor Talk, and tell others about the show. Anything else, David, before I tell them about the music?
Nope. Looking forward to your feedback and send in your answers to the preseason picks challenge. I'm going to put it on Facebook so you can go by that, and that's it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed talking about Survivor tonight. I miss talking about Survivor.
I'm looking forward to the feedback show, because that's when you get to tell us what you think about the cast. And I don't want you to, and I know we give you these questions, but I don't want you to be bound by these questions. Share us your thoughts. Share with us your thoughts. But, all right. David, music for tonight's show is Summit by Skrillex. Thank you, everybody, for listening. That is all I've got. How about you, Dave?
I'm good.
All right. See you, everybody.
See ya.